voice to the songs. It's insane. Talking about voice, Jihyo, God Jihyo. Nice camera action, baby! Ah! Dude, this remix goes hard. Oh, what? 안녕하세요. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new style of video that I want to try out, and it is a discussion type video. Yes, we can have a discussion, y'all. I have to be careful though, and unfortunately I do have to put out a disclaimer because YouTube definitely has a very toxic side to it. Yes, that just, you know, I feel like it's self-explanatory, but I will tolerate no toxicity in the comments at all. Like, not even a slight little bit of toxicity. I will have no mercy and delete all toxic comments, hate comments, all that kind of stuff. Because we're here to just have a normal conversation, share our opinions, and that's what this video is all about. But unfortunately, I do have to give that disclaimer, which shouldn't be a thing, but hey, we live on the internet now, and there's always going to be that toxic side. Now, yes, the first topic that I want to talk about is a very light-hearted one, obviously, kind of not really important, just wanting to know what you guys thought. And that question, you probably already know by the title of this video, is, what do you think of? What is your expectation when you click on a dance practice video? Now, this whole idea came from when I reacted a couple days ago to the NMIX's It's Live video for Love Me Like This. And it got me, while I was watching that video, it got me thinking of wanting to watch a performance version, which I haven't watched at that point just yet. So after the live band version ended, I searched up a performance, and there was 3 videos that popped up that caught my eye. They all had the same kind of thumbnail. It was NMIX in their dance practice room, right? In the practice room, basically. And I always love a good dance practice video. In my head, right, when I think of dance practice, I think of fixed camera. You see the overall picture of the choreography. Sometimes when I think of dance practice, I think of a random random object that they put on the floor to signify the center of your stage, right? Some groups have a unique to them object, like Wiki Mickey is Elmo. Yeah, you know, that kind of thing, right? So I sometimes think of that. So yes, when I was watching or looking at the different videos, I saw the first video that I had seen with the thumbnail, and I was about to click on it until I read the title and it said stage practice. And the video right underneath was labeled dance practice. So I went with that one, thinking it would be a fixed camera. And not gonna lie, the first thought that I had when I read stage practice was that it was gonna be a completely different choreography for a special stage or something, right? Which is one of the reasons I didn't click on it. And then I saw the dance practice, so I went with that. And it turned out to not be exactly what I thought. And my comment section just went, Joe, you should have watched the stage practice video, which I ended up doing a separate video about. And that's when it all sparked this whole video idea. Because you guys told me in the comments some of you, like the definition of what you guys thought of the definition behind the stage, the label of stage practice, right? And I read your comments, and they make complete sense, right? Like, you would think they would be practicing for a stage, live vocals, and all of that. However, I do have a bit of something that I want to add to that. But before we get into that, I just want to say that, yeah, to me though, when I jumped into that video, I was not expecting a video labeled stage practice to be what I think of as a dance practice. I don't know if it's because I'm an old K-pop fan. Okay, old might be a little bit, you know, might not be the right word. Although, with that being said, I got into K-pop in 2018, and that's like 5 years ago when you think about it. That's actually kind of insane. But yes, when I got into K-pop, though, I dove deep. And I don't mean I dove deep into what got me into K-pop. I decided to really see what K-pop was all about and how it got to its point. Which meant that I ended up watching a lot of first gen content, which albeit was mostly like music videos and some stages, right? But then I got to second gen with Super Junior, Shiny, Big Bang, SNSD, all that kind of stuff. Wonder Girls, Kara. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? So I ended up watching a lot of their content back in the day. That was mostly, actually, 2018, 2019, a little bit of 2020. Once I started my YouTube channel, I kind of stopped really deep diving into the old stuff. But anyways, my point is I watched a lot of old content and a lot of dance practices from those group. Even the video that started the whole dance practice craze, and that was Shiny's Lucifer. And I remember that video. I mean, I think a lot of people remember that video with Taemin's shirt that crazy. For some reason, he decided to wear a like very lined shirt, and yeah, video back then was very pixelated, so it did some funky things when he was dancing. But yes, that is how the dance practice all started. It was with that video, and it was very simple video. Camera, fixed camera onto them practicing, and it became a popular thing, and a lot of groups followed on suit, following the exact same style, right? Fixed camera, watching them perform. At some points, there was even groups that you could actually tell that it was an actual practice, because you would have the different staff members looking. You even had the choreographer watching and all. And what I loved about those videos as well is that it really gave the impression that they were practicing, because albeit the video wasn't that great, so you couldn't really tell where the eyes were looking, but you could tell that they were looking, or you felt like they were looking into the mirror rather than the camera itself, right? Which to me added a lot to the effect of a practice, right? And when you think about it, one way you do your practices, or at least how I know that most groups do this, is they would set up a camera on a tripod or a phone nowadays and just film themselves dance, and then they'll rewatch the video and see what they have to improve, and you know, see what they've done good and whatnot. And that's called monitoring. It's an actual thing, you know, and it's called monitoring, right? And I just felt like dance practice videos was just, they picked the better of those monitoring videos, right? And decided to upload it. So it really had that dance practice feel, and it has always been a fixed camera, with the exception of 21. I remember 21 being like, I think they were the only one at the time doing it, but they did have dance practice videos where there was a camera movement and it would like focus on groups. But I think for a very long time they were the only one doing it, and also remember them also having fixed dance practice videos, but for the most part it's always been fixed, right? And I kind of, let's say, it was brought up that way. So when I think of a dance practice video, I think of fixed camera, sometimes live vocals, because depending on how loud they have the music in the practice room, sometimes you'll hear them sing, sometimes you won't. Sometimes they just plainly don't sing. But yes. So you can kind of see the confusion I had with the whole NMIX situation there. Because to me, fixed version means dance practice, and that is not what I got. Now, in my last NMIX when I reacted to the stage practice, you guys, I tried to explain, completely butchered it, I have to admit. I even myself was listening back after uploading it and hearing your guys' comments. I was like, Joe, what are you trying to say? You're not helping yourself. And at one point, I think I even mentioned lip syncing, which, again, I don't even know why I said that. Even I'm like, why? That has nothing to do with what you're trying to say, Joe. And I was going to edit it, but, I mean, I recorded that video like 2 days before I uploaded it. Or even edit it. So, because I didn't have time to do it on the day I recorded it. So, yeah. When I came to edit, I forgot to edit that part out, so it kind of left a little bit more confusion in your guys' heads, and I apologize for that. But you definitely have left some amazing comments, and I agree with with what you guys have said. Like, for example, the definition of a dance practice is focusing on their presence and dance performance, which I agree. Stage is how they'll perform on shows and award shows, right? I agree. Still doesn't explain why it's not like the opposite, if you know what I mean. Why JYP did not change the wording. Because to me, when I think of a stage, like you guys have mentioned, I think of a comeback show, award shows, any kind of like them performing on stage. And whenever that is involved, cameras are involved, member focuses are involved, right? Like it is mostly focused on each individual part of the song. So when a member has its center, the camera focuses on that member. And then when, I don't know, Kyujin comes out with a rap, then it focuses on Kyujin, right? You'll never see the full choreo at once, with the only exception of, you know, a concert. I think it would be the only exception where, I mean, the camera is not the sole focus of a performance. But like, think of Studio Chum, the performances versions for music videos, you know, all that kind of stuff is heavily focused on the different camera angles and member focuses, right? So when you think of that, you would think that they would practice exactly that. Member focuses, camera angles, these different kinds of things, right? So basically, to make the story short, stage would equal moving camera, right? And the dance practice, seeing as you want to see the full choreo in its entirety, you would have a fixed camera overseeing the entirety of the choreo. That is not what we got with NMIX, and that what got me confused. And yes, that's how the whole snowball kind of effect formed from then on. And now we're here talking about it. But yes, like I mentioned, that whole situation also brought up another little question that I've been asking myself for a very long time. And again, I don't know if it's just because I'm an oldie and I've watched too many dance performances, but I noticed that starting around about like 2020, we started to shift the dance practices, or the dance practice started to shift a bit. We would get moving versions, but they would be titled moving version, right? Dance practice, moving version. Dance practice, fixed version, right? So you'd be able to tell. Nowadays, I can't tell anymore because they name it stage practice. They have different names. But anyways, it also brings me to the question of, are dance practice videos actually dance practices? Because, I don't know, I feel like nowadays, I watch a dance practice and it just looks like another type of performance video rather than a dance practice. It goes back to what I was saying about the whole eye contact thing and having the different staff members sometimes like in a circle overlooking the practice, or even just a simple little object. Sometimes it's a can, sometimes it's Elmo, or sometimes just a toilet paper roll, you know? Just that, to me, added so much to the dance practice effect, made it a little bit more special than a practice. But nowadays, it's not that. Like, you look at, for example, NMIX, and even if it's a fixed camera, they look dead into your eyes, making it look more like a performance. It's just a small detail, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just looking into this a little bit too deeply, especially when it comes to a dance practice, which honestly I wouldn't care less. I wouldn't even be making this video, to be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that, well, I'm a reactor, and yeah, I can't watch a video to make sure that it's what I want to watch, because otherwise it defeats the purpose, right? So I go into it blind, and it's not what I expect. Because normally I just click on the stage performance and be like, alright, or whatever, and wouldn't say anything much about it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being too, like, focused. But there was definitely a certain charm back in the day with the dance practices that I feel like have faded away now, you know? I mean, there's still that, like, raw audio aspect of these new dance practice videos where you actually hear the music from the speakers and you can hear the footsteps. I think I've mentioned that a couple times in my practice videos reaction, and I just love hearing the footsteps and everything. And sometimes they'll sing live in NMIX's case, and there's been other groups, a ton of other groups. I can't think of a single performance video to let you guys know that there's, I think Orange Caramel did a couple. Stacy now also do it live, you know, live vocals. There's some that it's hard to tell because of how loud the audio is. So maybe they're singing live, but the camera audio picks up mostly the song. Anyways, not very important when it comes to a practice video, especially a dance practice video, because it focuses on the dance, not the vocals. But yeah, at least we still have that. But then you've got, like, I don't know, Blackpink. I remember in 2020 when Blackpink came out with How You Like That, they released a dance practice video. It wasn't in the practice practice room of YG. YG has that very clear and somber looking practice rooms, right? At least in the old building. Now the new building is a lot bigger and looks a little bit different, but it still has that YG feel. That particular practice video, though, it was a white background and it had LEDs, and it literally just looked like a performance, another performance video, rather than a practice. So my second question here is, do you think that practice videos are slowly changing and are not what they used to be. Yes. Because in my opinion, they're not. I think they're very different. The whole, like, looking, and it doesn't have that practice feel anymore. But yeah, maybe it's just me. And that's why I'm doing this little discussion video, because I want to know what you guys think of this. Let me know your opinion. Again, you could disagree with me. That's perfectly fine, as long as you're constructive, you know. I'll accept it, and I'm fully open to other opinions. Like, if you've got another way of seeing things, let me know, and it might change my way of seeing things as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, I do ask. No, toxicity level, none, basically. All right. You can discuss, but no hate. I know that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've been in the K-pop business for quite a while now. I'm sure it would be different for somebody that just got into K-pop like a year ago, where basically they're used to videos titled stage practice and having it, you know, fixed camera or something. I don't know. I can't say the same, because I got into K-pop a while ago and I've watched even older stuff in my time. So it'll be interesting to see. Also, let me know what you think of these discussion videos. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but let me know if you enjoy them. We can find another little subject we can talk about. I know there's a lot of things that I want to say that I can't really say in a certain video, like reaction or whatever, because sometimes it involves other things other than the group, and I felt like it's not appropriate to bring in a subject that's not related to what I'm watching. So yeah, just little simple quirky subjects like this could be fun. Let me know if you want to see more. Maybe we can even do them live on Twitch. You know, little discussion streams might be fun. I have been thinking of that for a while. So yeah. Anyways, alright. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, love you guys. Stay loving. Respect everyone in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Annyeong.